Leader Nicolas Maduro pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking and weapons charges. He and his wife, Celia Flores, made their first court appearance in New York City. His wife also entered a not guilty plea. Maduro's indictment alleges he and other Venezuelan leaders abused their position of public trust to import tons of cocaine into the United States. It also says Maduro and his allies provided law enforcement cover and logistical support to major drug trafficking groups such as the Sinaloa cartel and the Tren de Aragua gang. After being read a summary of the charges against him, Maduro told Judge Alvin Hellenstein, in Spanish, quote, "I am not guilty," adding, quote, "I am a decent man. I am still the president of my country." Maduro's lawyer said he is not seeking release at this time on bail, but that he may later. The next court hearing in the case will be March 11, or rather March 17 at 11 a.m. Maduro is accused of selling Venezuelan diplomatic passports to known drug traffickers. He's also charged with facilitating flights under diplomatic cover to bring drug proceeds back from Mexico to Venezuela. He was indicted on 4 counts, including narco-terrorism, weapons offenses, and drug trafficking. His wife, Celia Flores, is accused of ordering kidnappings and murders and accepting bribes. It could be several months or even more than a year before Maduro stands trial. He will be detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the same jail where Luigi Mangione is being held. And Venezuela's interim leader is former Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, who has condemned the capture of Maduro and his wife and called for their immediate release.
President Trump issued a stern warning to interim leader Delcy Rodriguez.
I just say that she will face a situation probably worse than Maduro, because, Maduro gave up.
Trump says his administration won't tolerate what he described as her defiant rejection of U.S. intervention. The president says a second strike on Venezuela is possible if its leaders, quote, do not behave. Rodriguez wrote on Facebook that Venezuela invited the U.S. government to collaborate with them on an agenda of cooperation oriented towards shared development within the framework of international law, but added that President Nicolas Maduro's message has always been that the people of Venezuela and the region deserve peace and dialogue, not war. President Trump also discussed the current leadership in Venezuela aboard Air Force One today.
And don't ask me who's in charge, because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
We're in charge.
Trump says they have been in contact with service members who were injured during the operation, saying they are all in good shape.
Amazing talent and tremendous patriotism, bravery. The bravery was incredible. Lindsay, they got off the helicopter and the bullets were flying all over the place. As you know, one of the helicopters got hit pretty badly, but we got everything back. Got everything back and nobody killed.
The president pushed back on reporters, saying he has changed his stance on nation building.
This isn't a country that's on the other side of the world. This isn't a country like we have to travel 24 hours in an airplane. This is Venezuela. It's in our area, the Don Road Doctrine. We're in the business of having countries around us that are viable and successful.
Trump elaborated on what will happen with the country's oil.
So we're going to have the big oil companies go in. They're going to fix the infrastructure. They're going to invest money. We're not going to invest anything. We're going to just take care of the country. We're going to cherish the country. We're going to take care, more importantly, of the people, including Venezuelans that are living in our country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio also discussed oil and the influence of U.S. adversaries in the region, speaking on Meet the Press.
What we're not going to allow is for the oil industry in Venezuela to be controlled by adversaries of the United States. You have to understand, why does China need their oil? Why does Russia need their oil? Why does Iran need their oil? They're not even in this continent. This is the Western Hemisphere. This is where we live. And we're not going to allow the Western Hemisphere to be a base of operation for adversaries, competitors, and rivals of the United States.
Rubio says the operation in Venezuela didn't need congressional approval because it was a law enforcement operation with no invasion or occupation. He added that the Pentagon will maintain its military blockade around Venezuela to apply leverage on the country's socialist regime. Rubio criticized reports that the UN denied Maduro's involvement in the drug trade.
I don't care what the UN says. The UN doesn't know what they're talking about. Maduro is indicted by a grand jury in the Southern District of New York. Nicolas Maduro is an indicted drug trafficker in the United States, and he's a fugitive of American justice.
A significant portion of Maduro's security team was killed in the U.S. operation, according to Venezuelan officials. Venezuelans at a rally in Florida yesterday thanked President Trump for ousting the dictator Maduro.
Today I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's some hope.
We are very, very much thankful to President Trump for this commitment to eliminate Maduro from that has been kidnapping the whole society, our whole economy, who has been destroyed, the country completely looted.
And Venezuelans living in Puerto Rico rallied in its capital San Juan yesterday to celebrate the capture of Maduro. Daniel Monahan, NTD News.
Venezuela's government is ordering police to arrest anyone involved in supporting the U.S. military operation in the country. It's the latest attack on the rights